Are you ready to get this weight loss party started? Weight loss resolution party started.
Yes, hi, I'm Tammy.
I'm Lacey.
And we are the Nutrition Twins. We're registered dietitians,
we're personal trainers.
And today we're sharing with you 5 easy ways to jumpstart your weight loss. So starting with number 1, if you've heard that you cannot spot reduce, guess what? There's exciting news that you can actually spot reduce.
Just a little bit. Don't get carried away here. We have a lot of exciting information about this, but there is research that you can.
And there's research that you can actually reduce, and actually research shows that you can spot reduce belly fat. Okay, and
this isn't going to change. That alone isn't going to change the world. But the tip we're about to give you that includes this will be rocking.
Amazing. Okay, so there's a specific type of fiber, and this fiber actually
very special fiber.
It changes it in your body. It creates these short chain fatty acids that actually enhance metabolism and prevent fat storage. So it's amazing. This special kind of fiber, when you eat it, it actually, research shows that you actually will suppress your hunger, and it suppresses your hunger hormone, ghrelin.
Which makes you hungry, and then you go for those snacks, you do all these things. Now, what Tammy's talking about, these short chain fatty acids, they really, in our stomach, we turn this special fiber into these short chain fatty acids, and that's where the magic happens. And
it's magic, guys.
There is magic.
Magic.
Frank. Hi, Steve. Now those two are
Hi,
magic. Thanks for joining
Steve.
us. Yes. So that's where it happens. So why don't you tell them a little bit more about where they get this
and
how it can jumpstart? Because it's easy to get results with these small things we're about to tell you guys.
And the research is really cool too. And we're going to tell you how little fiber you actually need of the specific fiber to actually
get
significantly reduce body fat and belly fat, actually, which is a big deal. Oh, I wanted to mention belly fat. The reason it's so important to reduce belly fat.
We always want to mention belly fat. We just
one of the reasons that it's so important to reduce belly fat, it's also called visceral fat. It wraps around your internal organs, and when you have belly fat, and it's just kind of bad genetics. If you're one of the people who tends to store fat in the middle, don't worry, you can change it. Like I said, we're about to share these exciting things, but the reason it's bad is because it increases these inflammatory markers in your body. And these inflammatory markers are linked with diabetes, heart disease, stroke,
and obesity.
I mean, everyone out there, but every disease out there, and chronic inflammation, which we always talk about. So that's why you don't want to have this belly fat. You're better off having it on your hips, your thighs, or subcutaneous
That's all genetic, but there are things that we're sharing that you can do.
And this research shows that you can actually spot reduce a little bit of this belly fat, this visceral fat. And the type of fiber is called soluble fiber. And soluble fiber is found in apples, oats, beans. Those are some of my favorites. Citrus fruits, psyllium, flax seeds, potatoes.
Just to name a few. But if some of you guys are watching and you knew us in elementary school, something's about to come full circle for you with our... Do you know what it is?
No.
Oh my God. Twin telepathy, come on.
I got nothing.
Blew it. She always blows it. What the heck is happening?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Lacey.
So if you knew us in elementary school, there were certain times when we would give away our lunch. Now, it didn't happen every day. Do you know why this happened? Oh my God. Put the pieces together.
Well, I know our mom was very healthy, so we got raisins.
She doesn't know. She's already down the wrong path. So the reason we some days did not eat our lunch was our mom gave us oatmeal on those mornings for breakfast. And there were 2 things it did. One, it made us use the bathroom. Yes, we were not constipated kids. Gotta share that. And then 2, it kept us full. This soluble fiber is it swells in your stomach and takes space up. So when you want to boost your resolutions, this is great because you drink water with it, and it's like a sponge. It fills your stomach.
Right, it does.
So what would happen was, remember, that's when those were the days that we would give our lunch away. Although no one wanted it because it was too healthy, but that was what was happening. So if you knew us in elementary school, it was those days when we had oatmeal for breakfast. So what we're telling you is, if you want to...
This was long before any of the research was done that showed that soluble fiber actually reduces belly fat.
Yes, but also, I mean, I think they knew then that it filled you up. That was
Yeah,
the
we
real,
knew it
that
filled
was the
us up.
key. I mean, that was the key. Because
Yeah.
she always gave us too much food, like way too much food. But it was when we had the oatmeal, that's when things changed, because that's when,
Yeah.
and the other, she'd also
Good
give us
point.
an apple,
Good
soluble
point.
fiber. Oh my God, she's still
Right.
floated the
And
jar.
actually, the research shows that all you need is 10 grams of soluble fiber per day, and it actually can help you to reduce or prevent belly fat gain by 3.7%, which is actually significant.
Very significant, especially because we think that you can't just really get rid of belly fat in general. Like, it's hard to, we're not going to say this is the magic cure for spot reducing. You can't just suddenly say like, oh, I'm going to eat this and all my belly fat.
And let's be honest, you'll lose fat everywhere, and it comes from the belly too. So that's
exactly.
amazing.
It's like a double whammy.
Okay, so 10 grams. You could get that. Say you start with your oatmeal in the morning.
Yeah.
Have an apple with that, and maybe like a cup of greens with that. That's that. There you go.
For the soluble fiber.
Yeah.
So that's that special fiber, and that's what makes this short chain fatty acids. Okay, so that was tip number 1. You
Okay.
got it?
Yes.
Your soluble
okay,
fiber.
so the apple, the citrus fruits, the beans, the oats, the psyllium, and the potatoes.
And you'll notice
Flax
that you
seeds,
feel so
too.
much more full. Our clients always tell us that, like, oatmeal
You
is like
will
a great
notice.
breakfast for them. Put your
Super
apples
satisfying.
in there. Just make sure you put a little protein in.
And and also, like we said, it squashes that hunger hormone ghrelin, which is incredible.
Yeah. Okay. So next up, tip number 2. All right, I'm gonna give you. First of all, this is your clue. Do you know what this is? This is a clue. This isn't the giveaway. Write in the comments what you think this is going to be. Tip number 2 to boost your resolutions. Okay. You write in the comments. You guess. I'm not going to spill the beans yet. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. All right. So this. Let me see. Okay. Let's give him another hint. What does it smell like to you?
I'm congested.
It's better off, honestly, you guys, it's better off that
sorry.
she's congested because
okay,
she'll throw
okay,
you
now
off.
that time I got it.
Okay, yeah, so tell them what it smells like.
Well, I know what it is.
But what does it smell like?
Well, it kind of smells like a Christmas tree.
Actually, okay, so it's a little bit lemony, but she threw you guys off. She threw you off.
It's dark. Can I say what it is?
No.
I'm gonna yell at.
Let's see if they come up with this
Okay.
first. But what we're about to tell you now, so there's 2 mistakes that we see when people go to lose weight and jumpstart the resolutions, and they both have the best intentions. So one thing is, like, we always see that people, they'll have their grilled chicken.
They're really good about it. They have grilled chicken, they have fish, they have whatever, things that are
vegetables,
very
maybe
plain.
a little brown rice. But the thing that happens is that then they keep it plain, and they lose the weight, but they only lose it temporarily because
then their taste buds get bored, and then they
see,
start
like, some
adding
of the
butter. A tablespoon of butter is 100 calories, so then they keep adding the butter into the pan.
or oil, or just some other sauce that really gets in the way. So condiments really get in the way. Or they start off out of the gate and they add these things already, and that's when people come to us a lot of times. They've tried the resolutions for January, and they're like, why is this not working? February, we get bombarded. We're like, well, okay, some of the condiments you had were just like crazy in either calories, and if it's not
Even if it's
calories,
salad dressing, sometimes the salad dressing adds up tremendous. We've had clients who've literally poured thousands of calories of dressing. Remember our one client with the ranch dressing? Oh my gosh, she was pouring 2,000 calories. 2,000 calories. That's as much as she should have gotten an entire day of ranch dressing onto her salads.
Yeah, but that was crazy. But on top of that, even if it's just not even a high calorie thing, let's say it's high in salt. So then salt it causes bloating, inflammation in the body.
We're always talking about inflammation, how that leads to
obesity,
causing overweight.
It makes it
obesity.
very difficult to lose weight. So what happens is ultimately it's the flavor that gets in the way of long-term weight loss results, right? If you need flavor. So back to my hint. Did anyone get it? No one got it, but thank you for the flowers, Steve. This is rosemary.
Thank you, Steve.
Now, rosemary is not the only one, but what I'm doing, and this is from my stash, don't touch it.
I
have resolutions as well.
take that later.
And mine are to include more fresh herbs and spices. And here is why, folks. Number 1, they're all anti-inflammatory.
And remember, as we say this over and over again, inflammation is what causes chronic diseases, but it also leads to obesity.
But I have to tell you my favorite analogy, and I actually wish we were still in high school, because if we were still in high school, I would have gotten A++ for this analogy.
Okay,
although
let's
I
go.
always got
Let's
A+++. Anyway, you were the one that didn't. So you didn't.
Our
She
grades
didn't.
were the same.
They were not.
They were the same, guys. They were
Okay.
the same.
Okay, so inflammation is like a bull in the china shop. It is like
I
Tammy
see
when
where
she
we're headed.
comes over. I try to get ready to talk about 5 ways to jumpstart your weight loss, and in the corner I hear a big smash. I hear Tammy break.
I didn't break anything today.
But you say, oh, that wasn't me, that was my coat. So anyway, it's true. She blames her coat. So in the meantime, what happens, this is like inflammation, because instead of me focusing on getting ready to give you guys a talk and tell you what's happening to boost your weight loss efforts, I'm over there trying to take care of the damage control. So inflammation prevents you from having the damage. You can't focus on getting your body healthy and clean. Instead,
you're focusing on putting out fires.
Yes. Okay.
I'm
so
the fire.
that's inflammation.
She's
When we're
talking about
fresh herbs and spices, not only are they giving you that flavor that you need, that flavor to keep that your taste buds enticed so that you don't go off onto some crazy high fat, high calorie thing, but they're also packed with anti-inflammatory nutrients, and they all are associated with weight loss in some way. So this rosemary, this is one of my New Year's resolutions. I already told you guys.
All right, I will be taking half of that. I changed my mind.
No. I include fresh herbs and spices as part of my resolution, because not only is it anti-inflammatory, but for instance, rosemary, it has something in it called cosauric acid. Don't remember that. I probably told you a little bit off. Cosauric acid that prevents fat from accumulating. So not only are these things making your food taste better
without any calories,
without any salt, but they're keeping you on track, because they're making your food taste amazing, but they also have special components in them that keep the fat burning or keep the fat off. And in fact, with this one, not only does it keep the fat off, it makes you sharper. Research shows it makes your memory much more clear, and I actually started using it already, and I already am like sharper than I was.
It's great on chicken. I think it's a great
It's
on
really
chicken.
good if right now if you're trying to, if you want to do kebabs or something like chicken kebabs with vegetables in between, you spray a little oil on there. You do.
But even roasted chicken, you can.
Yeah, rosemary chicken. Yeah. But there's so many. The other one.
Oh my gosh, I've been eyeing her ginger.
Don't touch my stash.
We're ginger obsessed.
Oh my god, so
she
good.
She started first.
So
now I am.
Ginger is also one of those totally anti-inflammatory, totally linked. Has studies showing that it prevents weight loss as well. So you can put this if you spice up your food with fresh herbs and spices. Not only are you saving yourself tons of calories, but you're also preventing the inflammation, and you're also getting the weight loss benefits that they all offer.
And just as an added bonus, they're anti-cancer, anti-disease, all these herbs.
On to the next. You already said it.
Number 3. Number 3, magnesium. Okay, so all of us pretty much fall short on magnesium. And here's the thing about magnesium. It relaxes our muscles. It relaxes our central nervous system. It fights anxiety. And since most of us don't get enough, think if you know anyone, and I would say almost all of our clients, most people will stress eat. When they get stressed, they start overeating. So the magnesium, when you start eating foods with magnesium, it actually calms your body down and works against the stress eating, which is genius. All you have to do is go for those magnesium-rich foods. So what we have our clients do is include leafy greens.
This is from my personal stash. And if you give us a few hours, we have a really good recipe on our site. It's a sauteed batch cooking.
Oh, yeah.
You keep these around in a really delicious way so you can turn to them, and it will relax you. It will prevent you from stressing. It's hard to believe this, but they also fill you up but also people don't realize that magnesium is about taking action, so it takes the edge off so you eat less.
So it fights that stress eating. And also remember, when you're stressed out, that's when cortisol rises. Cortisol is associated with belly fat. So when you can get that cortisol down by eating foods with magnesium, that will help to counteract belly fat. So leafy greens, your goal is to get leafy greens 1 to 2 cups at least per day. But other good sources of magnesium are beans. What else? Whole grains.
But really go for the greens. That's what we're telling you.
Greens are the best
ones. Greens, because if you fill up on these, you'll definitely lose weight. There's no doubt about it. And especially if you use our recipe, give us 3 hours, we'll get it up there. Okay, so let's move on to tip number 4.
Okay, so tip number 4, snacks.
No. God.
Yes.
Yeah, no. All right. We want to tell you about snacks. Yes, snacks. But here's the thing. There's one snack in particular that will shock you, that makes our clients lose more weight than anything else, and it fills them up with so few calories. We personally like this, but we didn't realize until our clients started telling us, like, wow, this totally fills me up, and it's very low in calories. And guess what it is? It's matcha tea with almond milk. And here's the crazy thing about it. It gets frothy. If you don't know about matcha tea, it's like green tea on steroids. That's what we think of it. I think of it like, when you drive down the street and you see those cars and they have like the big blinged out wheels on them, and you're kind of like, oh, who's in that car? Or at least I am like, who's driving that car? And then they're blasting the music. That's matcha tea. And then green tea would be like the Honda.
Green tea's amazing.
But
reliable, but the matcha steps it up. Well, let me tell you about the matcha though. The matcha has the EGCG, like the green tea, but souped up on the steroids basically. And the EGCG enhances fat burning and speeds up metabolic rate.
Yeah, it
so
actually it increases thermogenesis, which basically is adding more brown fat to your body. And brown fat is actually a fat we want. It burns fat when we sleep.
It's metabolically
so let me
active.
tell you about this matcha tea that they drink, right? So my clients, whenever they drink the matcha tea, I always say, like, I started to do this test, like they would have it in the middle of the afternoon, because snack time can get you into trouble. Because if you're hungry, or you're kind of hungry, or if you wind up on the edge, I'd say to them, your lunch wasn't so big today. And they said, yeah, but I didn't, I was a little bit hungry. I said, how do you feel after the matcha? Always said, they didn't know I was doing a test, but across the board, I feel so full. It's so satisfying. And you make it frothy. You just,
the frother. Where's your frother?
You don't even need to. You can just
stir it. Especially with the almond milk.
Unsweetened almond milk is the secret.
Just a little bit.
It will fill you up. You get all the anti-inflammatory benefits. That is the snack to go for right now, to keep you on track, to jumpstart your weight loss.
And you know what's interesting too is that we tell our clients not to drink any liquid, like caloric beverages, because your brain doesn't compensate for those calories and will make you want to eat less later. But with matcha, we've definitely found the opposite. That it fills them up and they don't want more food later.
Right, and it's just a little bit of almond milk. They make it fluffy, but that is an amazing snack. Amazing snack. Okay, we're moving on to number 5. Okay, so what we found is, and what we know is that after the holidays, it's super hard to get back on track. So we've come up with the perfect Get Lean strategy. And it's a 30-minute perfect Get Lean strategy call with us, and we're giving 5 away for free. 5, yeah. And during this call, what we're going to do is we're going to first identify the number 1 thing that's getting in the way of your weight loss. We're going to give you, we're also going to look at what you've done in the past and
what you're doing now, what hasn't worked,
and we'll tell you what you can do differently in 2021. And we're also going to identify 2 key strategies that you can do right now to start losing weight immediately, so you can take action immediately. And I have to say with these calls, so we've given away 5 of these over the holidays already. And so one of the things that we identified was that people, the most surprising thing was what obstacles people were having that was getting in their way of the weight loss. And I don't know if you know which one that really surprises so many of my clients when I tell them this. But one of the things that was really getting in the way of one of my clients' weight loss. Well, she's my client now because she was intermittent fasting. And this is what's so interesting, because intermittent fasting can be really successful for some people. She's been doing it so long. The reason she's my client now, she's like, I don't even know how to eat without it. Like, I need help. And so we identified what's getting in the way, and for her, that was what was getting in the way. So we want to give 5 of these calls away for free because we're generous, or I am. No, because we really want to help you. It's a time of year, and we've had 2020 was so rough. So what you can do is email us at info@nutritiontwins. I'll also put a little link to this call. If you hit the link and it actually gets you the call, you were one of the first 5. Otherwise, you can email us info@nutritiontwins.com
and tell us why you want this free 30-minute call.
Yeah, and then if you get this perfect Get Lean strategy, then you're off to the races. So we can't wait to get off feeling amazing this year. So you have our 5 strategies to get the lean, healthy body you want and jumpstart your resolutions. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, thank you,
Happy
Lord.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye, guys.